All right, greetings everyone. This is Hong Long from Hong Long Wuja, and we are back with Monday Night Amazing. All right, looks like we're in sync. This doesn't look too shabby. It's small, but it looks like we can maze if we have some supply or something. So we got here. Oh, more than enough supply. The one mineral spot. What we got? One. I'm liking charge right here.
Not enough minerals.
What's the boss size? I don't know.
Not enough minerals.
Ready for pointage. Second, third place. We're still in 8th place. No one's come up and passed us in the 3 days since we played last. You know what? I think we're gonna go. All again, I swear I do it all just the same.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
First blood.
Additional supply depots required. Not enough minerals.
I did it all again. I swear I do it all just the same. Huh.
Additional supply depots required. Not enough minerals. Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Upgrade complete.
I just don't know. Should I do the angle or two-sided or minimum range?
Additional supply depots required. Not enough minerals.
I don't know. I'm going to go with minimum range.
Not enough minerals. Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete.
Shit, that means I'm not going to get anywhere in there.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
It's just not good enough. It's not reaching far.
Additional supply depots required.
Screw it, we're gonna go here. Okay, let's see.
Upgrade
Two-sided.
complete.
He's not going far enough there. Here I can hit everywhere. Yeah, building a second tower kind of screwed me, but the other one's not hitting enough. I should have.
Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
Yeah, looks like I'm gonna get killed on this way. I'm not gonna get 2 more kills. 3 more kills I need to get. I'm not losing with anybody else either, so Right, if I wouldn't have put this stinking thing here, I'd probably be doing all right. Yeah. Or I could have made my maze shorter. Alright, well, that's not a good way to start. Minus 200 and something on the first map. It's going to take a while to make that back up. Unless I win the game with a couple of people playing. Alright, well, we're going to take a short break, and then we shall return for your gaming amusements. In the meantime, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. If you have not done so. That's why we're waiting. I can read you some news. This is Trump continues Biden's stonewalling of court-ordered investigation into UAW elections. Let's see what we're doing here. It has now been more than 9 months since a federal judge ruled that the Department of Labor acted arbitrarily and capriciously in dismissing complaints of systematic voter suppression in the 2022-2023 United Auto Workers national election. Yet, under first Biden and now Trump, the Department of Labor has refused to issue any response in defiance of the court's order. In June 2024, Judge David Lawson ordered the Department of Labor to reconsider The complaints filed by Mack Trucks worker and socialist UAW residential candidate Will Lehman, who charged that the 2022 election, which brought current President Sean Fain into office, had been fundamentally undemocratic. Lawson's ruling was a sweeping rebuke of the Biden administration's attempt to whitewash an election in which fewer than 10% of eligible UAW members participated, the lowest turnout for a national union election in U.S. history. Lawson characterized the Justice Department's reasoning in rejecting Lehman's appeal as grounded in an arbitrary and capricious construction of the election rules that is not supported by their plain text or prevailing case law. Despite the court's order, the Biden administration took no action during the remainder of its 7 months in office, and the Trump administration has continued the Department of Labor's policy of refusing to abide by the court order. On January 27, 2025, Lehman's attorney wrote to the Office of Labor Management Standards requesting an update on the case, asking when can we anticipate the department's findings will be made available. The agency responded 4 days later, stating only the OLMS is still actively working on the investigation. After receiving no further updates, Lehman's attorney, Eric Lee, sent another email on February 12 expressing concern over the extended delay in responding to Lawson's ruling and stating it had become objectively unreasonable. Lee's February email also pointed to the broader political context in which the delay is taking place. My client, Will Lehman, and I are naturally concerned about the actions Elon Musk is taking to disrupt the work of the Department of Labor. First, we would like to inquire whether Mr. Lehman's case will be delayed as a result of the actions of Mr. Musk and his associates and Doge. As you know, Mr. Lehman's case was remanded to the Secretary of Labor for further proceedings on June 25th, 2024. That order was entered after Mr. Lehman prevailed in federal court on a challenge to the Department of Labor's prior handling of his case. It is now February 12, 2025. We are concerned that this duration of this delay is already objectively unreasonable, and we are naturally concerned about the prejudicial impact of further delays. Second, we would like to confirm that no information about the case or investigation will be disclosed to Mr. Musk or any Doge representative. We understand that a temporary order has been issued blocking access to Labor Department data by such individuals, and we think Mr. Lehman's case would be subject to that order as well. It is our position that the whole enterprise of Mr. Musk and his accomplices is categorically illegal, and that no data of any kind related to Mr. Lehman's case should be disclosed to Mr. Musk or Doge. If any such data is disclosed, we would request to be informed so that we can seek appropriate relief. The Department of Labor has not responded in nearly 2 months since this email was sent. Make sure that we're on public. The UAW bureaucracy responded with open hostility to Lehman's campaign, which won widespread support from the rank and file. Lehman, who called for the abolition of the bureaucracy and the transfer of power to the rank and file, received nearly 5,000 votes, despite the systematic efforts to disenfranchise workers. Out of 1.1 million eligible members, only 1,776 ballots were cast. Sean Fain, now president of the union, was elected with only 6% of the eligible vote and as little as 3% of the vote from rank and file workers. Excuse me. It should also be pointed out that Will Lehman's ballot wasn't even counted. So if his ballot wasn't counted, how many other workers that voted for him also didn't have their ballot counted? Things that make you go, Fain, who was promoted as a reformer, has since presided over an escalating assault on auto workers. He had that, for those of you who forgot, he held that stand-up strike, which meant that only 10% of workers go out for the majority of the strike, while the other 90% stand up on the fucking assembly line and keep making product. In other words, scabbing on workers. In 2023, the UAW organized fraudulent stand-up strikes among big three auto workers, which left the overwhelming majority of workers on the job. Strikes were shut down on the basis of contracts that paved the way for mass layoffs. At the same time, Fain's administration has functioned ever more openly as a political appendage of the state. During the 2024 election, Fain backed Biden and then Harris, championing the UAW as the arsenal of democracy amid the genocide in Gaza and the attacks on student protesters. With the election of Trump, Fain has moved to align himself with the fascistic government of the oligarchs. In recent weeks, Fain has praised Trump's tariffs, economic nationalism, and protectionist policies, while making the mildest criticisms of the administration's plans to deport millions, strip workers of collective bargaining rights, and criminalizing dissent. UAW has also done nothing to defend students, many of them UAW members, who are being targeted for protesting the genocide in Gaza. And the largest representative of academic workers in the United States is the UAW. The recent financial filings by the UAW expose the social basis of the bureaucracy's alignment with the ruling class against workers. The union assets rose to over $1.1 billion in 2024, while the union paid out only $11 million in strike benefits last year. It spent nearly 10 times that, $109.9 million, on salaries and disbursements and, other things, for its bloated apparatus centered at Solidarity House. The top 15 officials alone received $3.2 million, including $274,407 for President Fain. That doesn't include his weekend trips and all that other nice stuff. Lehman's campaign gave voice to a widespread desire for rank-and-file control and a growing political radicalization among the working class. It demanded the dismantling of the bureaucracy, the defense of workers' democratic rights, and the building of a political movement of the working class independent of both capitalist parties. The continued stonewalling by the Department of Labor underscores once again the need for workers to build new organizations of struggle independent of the union apparatus and the state. All right, we are back, and wow, look at that big old chunk of the crap right in the middle of the map. 23, 4, 2, and 1. 23, 4, 2, and 1. 23, 4, 2, and 1. Oh, this is just crap. This is just crap. This is just crap. Crap, 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 crap.
Upgrade complete.
Crap. Well, what we could do. Jesus, shit. This is the sheet, man. The big poo-poo caca. We can take that rock out and include the TP in.
Not enough minerals.
About sailing. Just crap. Ugh.
Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
Put a melee tower right there. Boom, 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 and then have them come around. Yeah, you're better off building a tower there.
Upgrade complete. Additional supply depots.
So I just put it one down. That's what I've built right here.
Not enough minerals.
Oh, should I go with the Lion's Flash or should I go with the minimum range? Should I do the melee right there? I'm leaning towards that.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete.
I think that's what we're going to do. I mean, I could build like a minimum range, but I mean, the depots are 40. I've already got to build some more down here to get this TP in. So basically, all you're going to do is you're going to be hitting it around here. You get just as many kills with the damn things. So looks like I built 3 of them.
Not enough minerals.
I got a shovel and a bucket.
Oh, yesterday I had bean soup. Not just bean soup. And not 5 bean soup. Or 6 bean soup. Or 9 bean soup. Not 11 or 13. But 15 bean soup. Nobody's been wanting to be around me all day. And the cats are staying away from me. All right, what do we got to do? We're at 21. Third place. What else to get?
Whiskey, Coke, candy, flowers, headstone,
Grave. That's her. Getting a shotgun. I'll bring it home to you. I could. You know, I could get 3 in there. By coming down here and there. I think maybe that's what we're going to do. I'll change this around. Yep, sorry, Bob, that's what we're going to do.
Upgrade complete.
So I did that on this way. Yeah, so see, that's the issue though, is how we're gonna get that 2 in. I don't see how we're gonna get the 2 in if we oh, we can put blockers, 1, 2 blockers, and then we can have that go up. That's one thing.
Not enough minerals.
So 1, 2 blocker. And then this can go up. It's gonna take a while. In the meantime, we could just seal this off and put it in.
Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
Stop now, Mr. Zanetti. Stop now. That's it. You don't want to go beat me. No, you don't want to do that.
Not enough minerals.
to 197. Take that sucker out there. It's doable, it's doable, it's doable. Wish I could save a tower right here.
Unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply.
All right. Well, next wave we should get this other TP in. Maybe like another 10 waves. We'll work on the getting 3 in there. Getting full pat. Well, we won't get full mineral passes, but we'll get full ling passes. For this, we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 for depots. Ah, son of a beach. No, that's not going to work, is it? We're going to need to put one more.
Not enough minerals.
Son of a beach.
I can't build here.
No, there we go. Yeah, that's right. Now it'll work. And later we'll just put that right there. So we're going to need, we'll have to figure out. We'll have to figure out how many blockers we need.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
We get another mineral pass here too. No, we won't. So we need to frick another tower. Lost it! Oh, bastard!
Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
Coinage. Yeah. Fucking bitch. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? That's like... Instead of going here, he goes there. I get right. Oh shit.
Not enough minerals.
That's BS. I mean, look. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, or 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 30. 3 times. What did he do? Yeah, he would have beat me anyway, but still. What did I get? Minus 12 points. They went 3 times the length to not hit or to hit the TP in reverse, and or I've never seen that before. It's like literally 10 squares this way, or 33 or more than 30 going down and around. Oh well. That's 2 games now we've lost points. Which is I think I've just been making points. The last 2 streams I don't think I've lost any points. All right, well hopefully it'll turn around again. All right, we're going to take a short break, and then we shall return for your gaming amusement. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And consider donating to us through the coffee link in the description if you have some funds laying around and you want to make this channel better quality entertainment for yourself. All right, we'll read another article here. This one's from Peter Simmons, and it's entitled "Vietnam Among Hardest Hit by Trump Tariffs." Governments, corporations, and investors throughout Asia are in shock after Trump declared economic war on the world last week and announced huge reciprocal tariffs on friend and foe alike. While China, regarded in Washington, D.C. as the chief threat to American global dominance, was hit with an extra 34% tariff on all exports to the U.S., Trump imposed hefty tariffs on most countries in the region. Among the hardest hit were the 10 countries that form the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, most having tariffs of 30% or more imposed, pulling them towards the top of the list. These were Cambodia 49%, Laos 48%, Vietnam 46%, Myanmar 44%, Thailand 36%, Indonesia 32%, Malaysia 24%, Brunei 24%, and the Philippines at 17% were a little lower. Singapore was the only member to be given the baseline minimum of 10%. Many of the Asian countries benefited from the tariffs imposed on China under the first Trump administration and maintained by the Biden administration, along with punitive bans targeting high-tech Chinese corporations. Companies that had used China as a cheap labor platform adopted a China Plus One strategy, shifting part of their production to Southeast Asia countries to avoid the U.S. tariffs imposed on China. Now, governments internationally are scrambling for strategy, seeking negotiations with the Trump administration, looking for other markets, while deeply concerned about the prospect of global recession, a sharp slowdown in their economies, rapidly rising unemployment, and social unrest. Vietnam, which is heavily dependent on exports to the U.S., is among the hardest hit and most vulnerable. Last year, it ranked 8th among the top trading partners in the United States, with total bilateral trade of $149.6 billion, up by a huge 20.4% increase from 2023. The country also became the U.S.'s sixth largest source of imports last year, worth $136.6 billion, and recorded a record trade surplus with the U.S. of $123.5 billion. The government immediately rushed to try to open up negotiations with the Trump administration. In a letter to Trump last weekend, Vietnam's top leader, To Lam, asked for a delay of at least 45 days in imposing the reciprocal tariffs due to come into force tomorrow to allow for talks. Lam called on Trump to appoint a U.S. representative to lead negotiations with Ho Duc Phoc, the Vietnamese deputy prime minister, with the goal of reaching an agreement as soon as possible, so as to avoid devastation to the Vietnamese economy and increase prices for American consumers. Lam also just suggested that he and Trump meet in May. Lam was one of the first international leaders to phone and speak directly to Trump. According to the Vietnamese government, he offered to reduce the tariffs on all U.S. imports to zero and urged Trump to do the same for Vietnamese imports into the U.S. Trump later described the call as very productive, but did not indicate whether any negotiations will take place. The Vietnam Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the American Chamber of Commerce in Hanoi also expressed deep concerns to U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick in a letter dated Saturday, saying the tariff was shockingly high. Lower tariffs for products coming into Vietnam and for products reaching the American consumer is what will help U.S. companies, the economy, and consumers. Higher tariffs will not, the letter declared. Major U.S. corporations, including Intel, Nike, First Solar, Boeing, and Apple, have invested heavily in Vietnam to manufacture their goods and components as part of their global operations, including exports to U.S. markets. The imposition of a 46% tariff on all exports to the U.S. would inevitably affect their plans and lead to plant closures and job losses. Various estimates have been made of the impact of the Trump tariff on the Vietnamese economy, ranging from as little as 1% loss in GDP growth to as high as 5.5%. Around 30% of Vietnam's exports go to the U.S. markets. The latest government economic data released on Sunday recorded year-on-year growth of 6.93%, already significantly below the government's target of at least 8% for 2025. Vietnam has already been hit by previously announced Trump tariffs on steel and aluminum of 25%. Last year, Vietnam was the U.S.'s fifth largest source of steel, up from ninth place the previous year. Steel mill products for the U.S. market from Vietnam jumped in 2024 by a huge 143.3% from 2023, reaching 1.2 million tons. The Vietnamese government is clearly desperate for negotiations and a reprieve from the Trump administration's crippling tariffs, but all indications are that the White House will proceed with the economic shock treatment without exception. While Trump commented favorably, although vaguely, about his phone call with Lam during his Liberation Day announcement of tariffs last Wednesday, he declared Vietnam a worst offender in trade imbalances. Vietnam, great negotiators, great people. They like me, I like them. The problem is they charge us 90%. We're going to charge them a 46% tariff, he said. His senior trade counselor, Peter Navarro, flatly dismissed Vietnam's offer of reducing all tariffs on U.S. goods to zero, saying it was not enough. It's the non-tariff cheating that matters, he said, citing intellectual property theft and a value-added tax. Navarro, a notorious anti-China hawk, lashed out at Vietnam in particular for allegedly being a conduit for Chinese products as a means of avoiding U.S. tariffs. Speaking to Fox News, Navarro declared Vietnam is essentially a colony of communist China. China uses Vietnam to transship to evade the tariffs. How does that work? Vietnam sells us $15 for every $1 we sell them, and about $5 of that is just Chinese product that comes into Vietnam. They slap a Made in Vietnam label on it and send it here to evade the tariffs. As Navarro well knows, Vietnam, far from being a Chinese colony, has had bitter disputes with Beijing over territory boundaries in the South China Sea, which successive American administrations have sought to exploit. While Vietnam is particularly exposed to Trump's economic war against the world, every other country in the Southeast Asia is in the same boat. To a lesser or greater extent, they all rely on exports into the U.S. market and will also be indirectly affected by any slowdown in China as a result of the Trump tariffs. For most, China is their major trading partner. As a result, all face great economic uncertainty and the prospect of social and political upheaval. All right, we are back. So, what is this? What? Said something about my AMD driver that I'm using is not incompatible with what I'm using. A tiny flat crop map. $43, 3, 1, and One in. Where's one out? One out. 3 in, 3 out. Okay, so 3 is kind of a... Well, actually, we could get 3 to work. No, we can't get it to work. And 2 in. Where's 2 out? Yeah, that just sucks ass. What we got? Scare, time, unarmored, Hulk, plate, air, and anti-maze. It's another freaking... Oh, look. So basically it's a 2. All right, well, now maybe we can get 2 to work.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Well, that's what I'm going to do this time. Again, that's what I went last time, too.
Additional supply depots, not enough minerals. Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
First blood.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Second, third, fourth place. And it's blows. It blows, it blows, it certainly blows. Actually, we could make this a little bit longer. Use the cues by sending it over here, and then over here. It's only 10. If it was more than 10, it was like 20, 30 or something, I would put my tower here.
Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
If I sell that. That. Yeah.
Not enough minerals.
Oh, damn it, it's the other way. What? That was a freaking waste. It screwed me up with the anti-nasals.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete.
Cause I love you so much, baby. Well, hopefully we'll get a decent map today.
Upgrade complete.
Wait a minute, did it just did a reverse TP? Oh, hell, he did, didn't he? Okay. Alright, so what we gotta do? Alright, now we won't reverse our TP. Fancy. Oh, man.
Not enough minerals.
Alright, now we should get some. who was it? There. Hair metal's answer to Mariah Carey. There you go. Every song that he does, at least some point in the song, for no freaking reason whatsoever, all of a sudden you'll hear like him hit some super high notes. This is like Mariah Carey, just for some ungodly reason, all of a sudden it's. Yeah, that reversed my TP twice. It hurt, but this looks like it's going to be too much better. Huh? I hate these tiny freaking maps. Have I mentioned that before? I hate these tiny little and it's even worse when they have like these big non build spots in them as well. Yeah, I guess I'm going to lose points again this time, too. I'll be lucky if I get into 4th place. 1, 2... I crushed it. Maybe eventually sometime today we will get a decent map, but I'm hold my breath. Usually when it starts off crappy like this, it just continues. So what am I? 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th place. Lovely. Lovely. I'm currently in 6th place in damage. I mentioned I hate these tiny little maps. That's what they are. I haven't seen Tucker in like well, no, he was here last week but I only seen him for like a game or so. He's probably waiting for all of us to get some scores so he could just come in and scooch on up that ladder real quick. Hmm. Well, take out Triss and Ang Mo. That should lessen the blow to my pointage. Since they're both higher than me. That's looking nice for me. Well, that helped out immensely. Keep us alive for at least another 2 waves, hopefully. What's next? Ooh, and plates next, huh?
Not enough minerals.
Ooh, stop, Mr. Poison! Stop! Damn! Stop! Damn! Poison Dart just came out of nowhere. Just kicking some booty. Alright, well, we're only going to lose 95 now. Actually, we might lose less. We can go out with the boo cow. Well, we'll go out with Zanelli, at least if we go out. And with the moo cow. Oh, we're done now on that. We'll be done on that.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
Is it done? Get like 4 more at the most. Pointage? Oh, yes. We finally, that's our first points after the 3rd game. 3 games. What did the cow do? Hey, I'm going out with Zanelli. Bam! 71 pointage. What did he do? Not too sure. All right, we get in. Don't tell me I'm at the beginning here. Ah! Ah. Apparently, that band Steelheart, I actually liked them. They put out that first album, which I thought, oh, it was pretty good. I think there was like, I think almost every song on it was pretty decent. Maybe one of them was kind of crappy. Actually, I kind of think I liked all the songs on it. But then they just like disappeared. And apparently they did another album, which I don't think I've heard anything from. And the lead, there he is, Mr. Dr. Marcus. The lead singer became like a born-again Christian, and the band split up. And they just... He put out a single as Steelheart, like about 8 or 9 years ago, which was pretty good, but it was like a slow song again. But I didn't see any other videos from that album, so if there was one. Anyway, we're going to take a short break, and then we will return for your gaming amusement. Please take this time to give us a sub if you haven't already done so, and hit that bell for notifications so that when, like tonight, when we get done for here and I take my break and I come back, you will know when we are back. Also, smash down that like button. It helps me in the algorithm, and every little bit helps, especially at this point. And if you can, consider donating to us through the coffee link so we can make this link or this streaming much more professional. And if you don't have any money, that's fine. Tell your friends to donate. Everybody has a rich friend, like a doctor or a lawyer or somebody that they know. Tell them, hey, you've got tons of money. Give some to my friend here, Mr. Hong Wong. All right, we'll be right back. right, I guess we'll read another article here. This one is from Nick Beams, who, as I've mentioned before, is a leading member of the Socialist Equality Party in Oz. He writes on economic issues for the World Socialist website, which is the daily paper of the International Committee of the Fourth International, the World Trotskyist Organization. All right. We got anybody showing up yet? What is this crap that keeps showing up? Where are they there? The only Apple software I have is iTunes. And literally, I almost never use it because every time I do, every 5 minutes it says, well, can you put in your password? Can you put in your password? Here, let me sing my face. Can you put in your password? Can you put in your password? You need to use the password to access our store. Well, I'm not trying to access your store. I'm trying to play my fucking music on my fucking computer. But because you keep asking, I rarely play my music. Just listen to YouTube. All right. Let's see. Trump threatens to hike anti-China tariffs again amid growing financial turmoil. In the midst of growing turmoil in global financial markets, which has seen trillions of dollars wiped off share values around the world as a result of the U.S. economic war, President Trump has threatened further 50% hike in tariffs on goods coming from China. President Donald Trump is seen. It's a picture. The threat is in response to the retaliation by Beijing to the so-called 34% reciprocal tariff imposed on China last week. In a social media post, Trump wrote that if China did not remove its 34% response by today, the United States will impose additional tariffs on China of 50% effective April 9th. If the additional tariff is imposed, it would bring the cumulative tariff imposed on China to more than 120%. There are no signs that Beijing is backing down, and it does not appear to be seeking negotiations or talks. Rather, it seems that Beijing is of the view that the fall in Wall Street, the market is on the verge of entering bear market territory. A fall of 20% from the previous high will mean the U.S. will buckle. They decided to quit kowtowing and screwing around like little eunuchs, which is what most countries have been doing in front of the U.S. for the last 30 years. Or we're going to put sanctions on you. Oh, thank you, U.S. Keep fucking us in the ass. Here, let us buy some more dollars. The bourgeoisie has no response to anything in any country. Responding to the latest U.S. threat, a spokesman for the Chinese embassy said, "This is a typical move of unilateralism, protectionism, and economic bullying. We have stressed more than once that pressuring or threatening China is not a right way to engage with us. China will firmly safeguard its legitimate rights and interests." Right. We're moving right along. In other statements yesterday, Trump insisted that contrary to some media reports, he was not looking for a pause in the imposition of tariffs to allow for negotiations with the many countries seeking talks. We're going to get fair deals and good deals with every country. The best deals the world has ever seen. With every country, and if we don't, we're going to have nothing to do with them. They're not going to be allowed to participate in the United States, he said. Speaking at a press conference, he's following in the footsteps of Stalin, but instead of trying to build socialism in one country, which was impossible, he's trying to build capitalism in one country, which is equally impossible. Speaking at a press conference after a meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, he indicated that while there could be negotiations, there are things that we need beyond tariffs. This comment points to one of the wider objections of the tariff war, which is to align countries with the foreign policy of U.S. imperialism, above all its drive against China. This was indicated in the fact sheet on the tariff announcement of April 2nd, which said there could be an adjustment to decrease tariffs if trading partners take significant steps to remedy non-reciprocal trade agreements and align with the United States on economic and national security matters. Excuse me. The biggest national security issue, as far as the U.S. is concerned, is the economic rise of China, which it considers the greatest threat to its global dominance and which it is determined to crush by all means it considers necessary, including war. The objective of the administration were set out by Trump's senior counselor for trade and manufacturing, Peter Navarro, in a comment piece published in the Financial Times. Navarro, the leading anti-China hawk in the Trump entourage, said the international trading system was broken. It was rigged against America, resulting in a national emergency threatening our economic prosperity and national security. And for those of you who aren't aware, the current world economic system was set up by the United States in the aftermath of World War II. So if it was rigged by the Americans. He insisted the issues went far beyond tariffs as such and included the barrage of non-tariff weapons, including subsidies, product standards, licensing regimes, custom procedures, to name but a few, which were used to strangle American exports. Actually, all of those were instituted at the behest of the U.S. in order to strangle the possibility of social revolution after World War II. When capitalism the only time before now where capitalism was held in a lower esteem by people around the world was right at the end of World War II. And we're fast approaching that. Among the hardest hit countries are in Southeast Asia. Cambodia faces a 49% tariff and Vietnam 36%, which have become manufacturing platforms for companies, including many U.S. firms that shifted some of its operations out of China. Shit, am I going to be able to read this? To try and avoid the tariffs imposed under the Trump administration. Navarro's comment made clear why the offer by Vietnam to cut its tariff to zero cut no ice, because the tariff hikes on his region have been directed against China. We want to hear from countries including Cambodia, Mexico, and Vietnam that you will stop allowing China to evade U.S. tariffs by transshipping exports through your countries, he wrote. In the market turmoil yesterday, Asian stock markets were the hardest hit. The biggest was recorded by Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index, which dropped by more than 13%. Its worst single day this century, outstripping the falls recorded in 2008 and the pandemic sell-off in March 2020. All right, well, I'm not going to finish reading that. We will maybe finish reading it when we finish this game. Okay, let's see. 31. This is not even fun. I mean, it's not fun playing shit fucking maps like this. It's boring. Well, it's not going to be a... I mean, I guess I could do a melee again. It's, with that carrion, it's going to make it tough. And the two bosslings. 1 checkpoint, 2 teleports. There's the one. You can't even... Shit. Gonna rock brick. 319. Not even worth messing with. No. All right. Well. Yes. Yeah. No, we can't. There's no way of doing that. So. Come on, bastard.
There's something in the way.
Additional supply depots required.
You know what? We can make this work, huh? Won't be great, but we can make it work a little bit. Shit.
Additional supply depots required.
First blood.
All right. That looks like we're gonna do. Guess that'll be on a tower, huh? So this mess. Is there no stuns? There's no stuns.
Not enough minerals.
Actually, you know what? We should probably build there, huh? The angle. That's the word. Yeah, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go down here with the angle.
Upgrade complete. Not enough mineral. Not enough minerals.
No, we don't need that tower. We don't really need that tower.
Not enough minerals. Unacceptable, Command. We are at maximum supply. Not enough minerals.
Oh look, Luis Suarez is playing. El Vampire. Yeah, I think I might have been better off going with Dan Moline. Coinage. Ugh, we gotta get first place. Ugh, this sucks. This sucks, man.
Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Oh, we'll get one kill. At least. Come on, damn it. Where's my cursor at? Hit the fucking gun. Ugh. See, that's just bullshit. I'm not a freaking shooter. At least, you know, make the cursor like, you know, a bright color or something so that you can see it with all this shit in the background.
Not enough minerals.
Well, at least I got to build something of a maze. Monty. Oh.
Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
So, oh man, what are you doing at this point? You're not building anymore in your maze at this point. Just annoying people is what you're doing. Whoever is getting ready up. Not too shabby. Pickling is next.
Not enough minerals.
You know what? Maybe if I get some sugar in me. Ah, come on, damn it. You son of a bitch.
The smell of rusty metal, tinsel and napalm. The sound of friggin' laser beams and Gatling
Somehow I unscrewed my this thing, whatever it's called. Oh, man, I'm telling you what, I am like, I don't have a brassiere, so I don't want to take my shirt off. But I'm about to, because I'm getting hot. What's up, Mr. Orson Cat? Say hi to everybody. Hello, this is Orson Cat. Orson Cat too. I don't have to. You're doing it for me. Although, Argon, I wonder if he plays X4. Can't type. Let me, in case he's not subscribed to my channel.
Not enough. Not enough minerals.
What's up, Mr. Orson Cat? This Pistolero dude be noodles, huh? Oh. He took out a rock, huh? Raise that so I don't keep hitting it with my hand. Looks like I'm done here. What? I'm not, oh no, I'm not the longest. There we go. How many bricks did I lose this time? Probably 175 at least. Could have taken Harry out too. Alright. I think this is going to be the last game, unless it's really, really quick. Because I'm going to do another stream. I'm going to do Elite Dangerous later. And I'm just tired of my fucking little maps. All it's doing is costing me points. It's not fun for me. I don't know if it's fun for you. Some of you might enjoy watching me get all frustrated. But it's not fun for me to play. It's boring, I think. Because once I get everything, once I built my maze, there's nothing to do except upgrade the tower and wait. Hopefully, we'll get a decent game here. Right, Mr. Orson? All right, Well, I guess we'll finish reading that article while we wait. The day began with further steep decline. The market then, let's start up here to the top. At the end of the global trading day, Wall Street steadied after the two-day sell-off last week, the fourth largest in the post-war period. The day began with a further steep decline. The market then rose on incorrect reports that Trump was considering a pause in tariff hikes, and then came back down again, with the S&P 500 finishing with a loss of only 0.2%. But the market turmoil is far from over. It could be about to enter a new phase. The big hedge fund investors are financed by the banks to make their deals and have to stump up money to continue to receive credit. As the price of their assets falls, the banks issue a margin call to increase funds. Such calls are now increasing as the value of financial assets plummet, and investors are being put in a position where they may need to sell some of their assets to meet the call, which can then result in a broader sell-off and even a panic. And basically it's like a circular loop. Or what do they call it? Mutually reinforcing loop? I don't know. I can't remember. There's a computer term for the computer dudes on here that refers to it. It's a loop that just keeps feeding itself, so it makes it bigger and bigger and bigger. The trading group was marked above all by statements from leading financial oligarchs about the depth of the crisis now confronting the U.S. economy and its financial system as a result of the global mayhem caused by Trump's tariff war. Many of them backed Trump in the election on the basis of his promises to further cut taxes and regulations, opening the way for their accumulation of wealth to even greater heights. They took account of his tariff threats, but considered they would be essentially transactional, aimed at securing concessions from trading partners. But they have now discovered that they got rather more than they bargained for. No one envisaged that Trump agenda would involve the destruction of the entire international trading system. The warnings of the consequences of the Trump regime's actions for both the U.S. and global economy have come thick and fast. Multi-billionaire hedge fund chief Bill Ackman said the U.S. was heading for a self-induced nuclear winter and called for a 90-day pause to resolve issues by negotiation. If, on the other hand, we launch economic nuclear war in every country in the world, business investments will grind to a halt, customers will close their wallets and pocketbooks, and we will severely damage our reputation with the rest of the world that will take years and potentially decades to rehabilitate. He has too much confidence in the capitalist system. The capitalist system doesn't have decades. Whether they sit there and plod along like they have been, or they go for this nuclear winter of economic shock therapy. While piling on support for Trump in the election campaign as he made clear tariffs were a central part of the agenda, Ackman said, "This is not what we voted for." Addressing a gathering of business executives and investors at the Economic Club of New York, Larry Fink, the head of the world's biggest asset management company, BlackRock, said the U.S. economy was weakening as we speak. The Financial Times reported that there were audible gasps from members of the audience as he spoke. When you see a 2% market decline in 3 days, obviously it has significant impacts, and the ripple effect of the potential tariffs is going to be a long-standing. The market is impacting Main Street. Ken Lagone, a longtime Republican donor, co-founder of the retail giant Home Depot, lambasted the Trump tariffs in an interview with the Financial Times, saying they were too high and had been carried out too quickly. the 46% tariff on Vietnam was bullshit, and the 34% tariff hike against China was too aggressive, too soon. In his widely read annual letter to shareholders, J.P. Morgan executive Jamie Dimon warned that the tariffs will probably increase inflation and are causing many to consider a greater probability of a recession. He said that the quicker the issue is resolved, the better, because negative effects increase cumulatively over time and would be hard to reverse. Michael Strain of the right-wing free market supporting American Enterprise Institute issued a comment warning that the damage caused by tariffs wiping off trillions of dollars in share values would not be limited to financial markets. Around half of all imports into the United States homeland are used by American manufacturers as inputs to produce goods. By increasing the cost of production, Trump tariffs will reduce the competitiveness of U.S. manufacturers. This will destroy manufacturing jobs, not promote them. Higher consumer prices from tariffs and trillions of dollars of wealth destruction will reduce consumer spending, threatening recession and rising unemployment. Uncertainty will freeze business investment, likely leading to layoffs. U.S. manufacturing exporters will be hard hit by any foreign nations that choose to retaliate, he said. See, we've already hit recessionary territory. The word they're not using is depression. Oh, what the hell, man? 7 minutes and nobody joined? Harry came in and he left, and that's it. Is there anybody else? All right, well, Zanelli's still in game. I don't think he was in the game we were just playing, though, was he? Da, 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 da. But despite these and many other such warnings and the fall in the stock market, Trump has insisted there will be no let-up. Speaking to reporters on Sunday, he said, "I don't want anything to go down, but sometimes you have to take medicine to fix something." But there's not enough ivermectin to go around. Or bleach. But the problem that confronts Trump and every other representative of the capitalist ruling class, whatever their differences with Trump, is that there is no fixing of the global capitalist economy on the basis of their policies. It is racked by objective contradictions, irresolvable within the framework of the private profit system between globalized production and a division of the world into rival nation states and great powers that has now erupted in the form of global economic and trade war. The only progressive solution to the deepening crisis is the fight for international socialism and the ending of the bankrupt and historically outmoded capitalist system, a program that must be taken up by the working class as the only practical and viable program of the day. All right, well, on that note, I don't want that one. We will take our break, and hopefully somebody will start showing up here. I don't know. It's been like 25 minutes since we got in here. It's 10:40. Well, no, it's 10:42. So 15 minutes. We'll wait another 6 minutes, and if nobody shows up, then we're going to take our break, and then we'll come back with Elite Dangerous. I think last Monday was pretty lame too. No. Last Monday was pretty good because that was I think it was the beginning of the new no, it's been 2 weeks now. These freaking little tiny maps, man. Once you've decided what you do, there's, you're done mazing after 4 or 5 waves. Just AD or SD, upgrading your tower and exactly. I want to get to Colonia before next week. Plus, I want to find out if I really can't colonize like that one dude said. Where are all the people? Where are all the people? Why don't they come and play? The thing is since the new season has started, those new guys will just help build up the point base. So, like, after about 2 or 3 months, all those guys with no points are just going to drag the amount of points you can make down dramatically. Right now, it's that's not really going to affect it that much. Hey, Raccoon's there, so that means he's been playing, so he must have just gotten out of the game. So maybe we will get another game going here. Actually, I said I was going to quit like 2 minutes ago. We'll give it a couple more minutes. Nobody shows. We'll call it a night for Entropy. And then, like I said, take an hour break and come back with the laid back, Elite Dangerous exploration stream. Oh, I said stop. He's like grabbing my hand with. He's grabbing my hand with his paws, and he's like pulling it in. He's like. What you doing, babe? The mantis attacks the cat. Ask Raccoon if he just got out of the game. I was up until like 6:30 this morning. I got done. Oh, so I was writing yesterday, and I came across this metal band I'd never heard of. They're from Canada. They're called Respire, and they have they're like death metal. So they shoot like that. So I don't really care for that, but they have like violins, and they had a trumpet player. Something you don't normally see in a I don't see anybody else on, so we're gonna call it a night. Thanks for watching the stream, folks. I really appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, and consider donating to us through the Coffee link if you can. And like I said, I'm gonna take a break for about an hour or so, and then I will be back, and I will stream Elite Dangerous. We're gonna continue on our exploration, and you know what? Since I slept, I slept until 1:30 too. So I got 6, 7.5 hours of sleep. So I think I might just keep streaming until we get to Colombia tonight. So it might be a super long stream. So it looks like I've got at least 3, maybe 4 carrier jumps until I get there. Which usually, I mean, if I don't find anything, I could do 12 jumps in about a half an hour. But which is what it's 12 jumps with my cutter to get to the carrier after it jumps. But if I do find stuff, it could be anywhere from around 2 hours before I get up there. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take a break. And then I'll be back. Please come back and see me. And if I don't see you, have a good night. All hail Tonto. Yeah, he beat one. Well, he only played one game with me tonight, but he beat me. Everybody. I played like shit today. But I think it had more to do with the fact that they were all small maps, which I traditionally don't do well at anyway. All right, folks. I'm out of here. Have a good night. And like I said, come back and see me in about an hour and 15 minutes. And I'll see you, Perpetua. If I don't see you, I'll see you again tomorrow.